Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. It is November 9th. Now, we don't have any open meetings to tell you about today, so we'll just jump right to who's on the show. Of course, we have Jeff Parker here, who is going to give us a Laguna Woods update, and then we're going to introduce you to a new director with GRF, Jim Hopkins. What a nice guy. So he has his hands full with learning all of the ropes of what it's like to work with a GRF board. All right, let's go ahead and give you our regular resources that we normally do for COVID. We have covid19.ca.gov where you can follow along with the governor's plans, and there may be some new announcements these next week or so. You may want to check that out. You could go to ochealthinfo.com to look at all of the numbers of COVID regarding city and how many people are in the hospital and a variety of other situations that you can check out and filter it out to get exactly what you need. Or you can call the hotline at 714-834-2000. We have our website, which is lagunawoodsvillagealerts.com, where we update that on a regular basis as we get the information. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email us at info@lagunawoodsvillage.com. Now, our weather, whoosh, chilly. This weekend it was hailing, I'm sure, in your house or in your backyard. Nonetheless, it was quite chilly. And we're going to continue that cold across the week, not quite as cold though, and if you looked up in the Saddleback Mountains, it is gorgeous. So 62-47 today, tomorrow partly sunny, 64-47, cool Wednesday, 65, Thursday, 69-51, and as we head into the weekend, 67-52. So it is going to remain pleasant and on the chilly side. Our sunrise this morning was 6:18, and the sunset will be at 4:52. Now, here is a delicious alternative to pumpkin pie, something a little lighter after you've just pigged out on all of your Thanksgiving dinner. Pecan shortbread cookies. And you can find this recipe at countryliving.com. Now, if you have a recipe that you would like to share with everyone that you have made as an alternative to pumpkin or apple pie for Thanksgiving, email that to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. We look forward to taking a look at that, especially if you have a picture of it. So stay tuned. We will be meeting with Jeff Parker when we return.
This is Dr. Trin from Irvine Clinical Research. I hope that during this pandemic that you're doing well and keeping safe. During these times, I want to let you know that we're still offering memory testing at no cost through Healthy Brain consultations. If you or your loved ones have concerns with memory loss, you don't need to leave your home to chat with me. We're offering these consultations online. Call us at 753-1663 to schedule your Healthy Brain consultation video chat. Thank you so much and take care.
SCAN Health Plan is a plan that is truly here for their members.
Members are the most important thing.
When you call us, you'll always get a live person. That live person is committed to you and your particular needs.
We cover your prescriptions, we cover your doctor, we cover your hospital. You only need one plan.
If you're new to Medicare, have both Medicare and Medi-Cal, or have been diagnosed with certain chronic conditions, you may qualify to join SCAN now. To learn more, call SCAN today or talk to your agent or broker about SCAN.
Today, we are marking the beginning of a new era as City of Hope opens its first location right here in Newport Beach.
We have 500 scientists and doctors who have dedicated their lives to beating cancer. So they use that intellectual capital to try to make sure every patient gets the best care possible that's known to science.
As I mentioned, we have Jeff Parker here, and he's got some information for us regarding COVID, and I know we were chatting about this beforehand, and you know, it's worrisome, concerning. Why? You know, we are asking why this is happening.
Yeah, and it's hard to understand because it is like a wave that's going across the United States and really all Europe too as well. Yeah. But now in the United States, certainly seeing that in the Midwest, a lot of the numbers are way up type of thing. And now we're gradually seeing this wave in California. again, last time we talked, I think people were talking about that they're just getting out there more.
Yeah.
And they're in socializing more. And even though masks are super critical in that, if you're not wearing it, you're just opening up yourself for catching this thing. And so unfortunately, what we've seen in the last, just since we talked on Friday, big jump in some of the numbers, and especially in the positive cases. Now, a lot of tests, so that's good. So the more we test, the more cases you're going to get. So I want to, within that context, so we'll talk about the percentages in a minute. But that 512, when we spoke on Friday, my numbers were 271. So that's almost a doubling of that number, which is pretty big jump for 3 days. And it went, and it didn't just go to 512, it did go up and then up to 512 during the weekend. 3 deaths, unfortunately, again, but as you can see, skilled nursing, assisted living, where those critical places where the elderly are at, again, but that's important relative to the village too, because our age group here is more susceptible, and when they get that kind of a bug, in a sense of a virus that's this strong, it can affect them quite a bit. Hospitalizations are up to 201. That was in the 180 range when we talked. ICUs have stayed the same though. So that's
good.
Maybe that's a good thing, that people are getting sick, but not as sick as they were before.
Well, right. You wonder if the strain is the same, or if it's if it's mutated, which I've heard a lot about. I mean, you can go out there and you can find all sorts of information. The question is whether or not it's truthful or not, and that's the hard thing.
Well, and these hospitalizations, there may be people that are now getting severe flus that are going to the hospital too, and that's getting confusing to the process of how are they going to record these things. Somebody, if somebody goes in there with a severe flu, very similar symptoms in a sense, are they getting recorded as a positive case? Are they getting recorded as a case when it's a hospitalization? I'm not sure how that's working. So
well, or you could have the flu, but you have COVID.
Yep.
I mean, you could be tested and have COVID, but you're having more flu-like symptoms. I know that is going to be tricky.
And that can be real dangerous. With regards to this chart, and we've talked about this a lot, the average daily case up there for 100,000 now at the 7-day average is 6. That's gone up. It hasn't gone any higher than 6, but the concern was it's in an upward growth rate. And then again, back to the 5.7, the other red category, which is these are why we're still in the red tier, is that 5.7 is for the high areas where they've seen more and more cases, and they need to get that down to about 5.2 in order to transition. So I don't look at us coming out of the red fairly quickly.
No.
And what that means is that we're not going to see anything open up more. The question is, can we keep this thing from growing to the point where Orange County doesn't get required to go back to the purple, which would shut more things down?
I know, and that would be concerning, for so many businesses and restaurants in our local area who, only started to make some kind of recovery here in the last maybe month or so. And then to shut them back down again would just be, I think, horrible for our local businesses. And obviously for us, because we would like to go out and have dinner, and we would like to do some things other than what we're doing at home. And then also in regards to the holidays that are coming up, Thanksgiving, I know the advice was not to necessarily have a congregation of family, but I mean, if you can keep it small and you can keep it maybe somewhat separated, that would be better.
And that's really the guidelines that the state's talking about. If you're going to have gatherings, have it family gatherings and have it small. And if you can separate it within the home, even people sitting in different places when they're eating, probably. Because that's when people take their masks off and dialogue. I wanted to mention in Laguna Woods that our residents are still doing a great job with regards to wearing their mask, and we had the urgency ordinance, which went away, but the requirement still is for people to wear masks when they go outside if they can't social distance. That's the key. That's the state law. That's in the county. So if you're going outside, we still recommend that you wear a mask anywhere you go outside, and certainly you need that for any kind of transportation system and all of that. So we want to push that because that's what's keeping our numbers down. But we did have a jump as well this weekend. We went from 79 when we talked on Friday to 84. So that's a pretty big jump in the sense of numbers doesn't sound like, but percentages, it's over 6% jump. And so again, being careful, that's the Now, that's the community of Laguna Woods, not necessarily the village, but,
Right.
but there's going to be the cases that, since we make up that 90% of the village, the chances are that that's happening within the village is probably more likely. And with this big spike that we're seeing statewide and countywide, we just don't want it to come to the village. So we're going to be real careful. Again, we're not going to be opening up any facilities. We're going to just have outdoor activities so that we can maintain kind of that healthy environment. And certainly with this cooler weather, you got to be careful. People are just going to be more inclined to want to stay inside, which, you know, I understand that. And if they stay inside and don't wear masks, then that could be problematic if they have friends over in that type of activity. That's where it can be spread.
Exactly, and they do talk a lot about circulation and what kind of, you know, air conditioning or heating units and things like that can be carried through many of those types of situations. So have to be careful, but nonetheless, they are doing a great job here in the village, and we want them to continue to do so. So keep doing what you're doing.
Keep working on that. And when you go to the website, the Orange County website and the state website especially, they have a lot of good information. And on our Friday newsletter that we sent out, we also talked about it quite a bit, and there's attachments there that people can click on to give what are the current regulations and how do they affect you.
Right. That's great. Well, good. Well, hopefully we won't see those numbers increasing as we move toward the holidays. But
let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Great. What else do you have?
Well, I just wanted to, again, mention that we were real successful last Halloween with the parade. And that
yes,
was
and
really
we
good.
actually have some
showed
photos that I was going to show later.
Which is great. Again, we'll be back in operation without the rain, obviously now, having our outdoor classes and that kind of activity. So I want people to make sure that they check with Recreation, get on ActiveNet and get registered for your classes, because we want you to participate wherever you can, getting some exercise and getting out there. It's cooler weather, be aware of that, but that may be easier to exercise in actuality, because it's more comfortable once you get heated up and get going.
Right.
And then with regards to our network outage, a lot of work over the weekend to get our systems back up, so we're moving in the right direction with that. And hopefully I'll have more information to provide the community on that in the near future.
Great, because I know that, like you said, they're back up and running for the most part. You can still call resident services. You can still get things done.
Right.
It just might take a little bit longer.
Right. And we're hoping to get all of us back up to normal within the next couple of weeks for sure.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for the information. We will see you again on Friday.
Sounds great.
Have a great week. And when we come back, we are going to introduce you to Jim Hopkins, new GRF director, so stay tuned.
It was just a get-together with friends. No big deal. Everybody felt fine. Now, I'm super sick. Everyone is sick. I just wish we had been more careful. It would have been easier than this. So wear a mask. Do what you can outside. Stay 6 feet apart. Because some things you just can't take back.
Do your part to lower the risk.
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by a brand new director for GRF, Jim Hopkins. Well, Jim, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and congratulations on your new position. How exciting.
Very exciting and a lot of work.
Yes, I know. We talked to many of the directors and people with the boards, and yes, it is a lot of work and hopefully rewarding in the end. And you'll get all the things done that you want to get done.
I hope so.
Let's talk a little bit about your background and kind of what you think you've done in the past could maybe help with your new position.
Okay, thank you. I was raised in D.C. and went to Howard University, and got a job at IBM. And I stayed with IBM in various financial and operating positions for 20 years and decided to leave to pursue an entrepreneurial path. specifically in the automotive industry.
Okay.
That didn't work out, primarily because the one brand automotive dealership was going out of style. So then I decided to jump into the entrepreneurial path of opening a print shop. I opened a print shop in New Rochelle, New York, operated for 3 years, and then Staples moved in with their 3-cent copies. Mm-hmm. That put me in a whole different pathway, and I went back into finance and operations, where I worked for Cummins and various other companies that basically gave me just a very broad background in both finance, operations, and management, quite honestly. So it's been a very fulfilling career from that perspective.
Okay, well, that's nice because you have all those different backgrounds, so you could potentially assist in all those different areas with GRF. Now, you are our director. So what does your position really entail?
Well, I'm brand spanking new, and because of my background, you have to submit your resume as well as other aspects of your background. I was assigned certain committees. I'm on 5 committees.
Okay.
And the committees center around my background. I'm on the financial committee, strategic planning, business planning, and the select audit committee. And as part of the finance committee, we're chartered to sit in on many other committees that have financial impact. In fact, every committee to some extent has a financial impact. But our role, or my role in that aspect, is to do some return on investments, financial feasibility of things they want to do or assigned to do. So it's kind of interesting, but being new, I haven't gotten involved in all of those things yet.
Right. Now, are you retired?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's a good thing because you're going to have a lot of meetings.
Yes.
Now, what made you run in the first place?
Well, I've always been interested in governance and management. And in fact, my career in many respects was in management and senior management of smaller companies. I started watching on TV6. I started watching the committee meetings as well as the director meetings, and I was interested. So I started in 2017, and actually I applied for a VMS director's job. Mm-hmm. And at the time, my wife and I were doing some traveling, so that really was not convenient. But this last time, when there were 4 directors that had resigned suddenly, I decided to submit my application.
Okay. Well, good. And here you are. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you look forward to working on?
Well, what I'm finding out is that with GRF and all of the boards, that there's a lot to do. And I think the residents don't see all of the things that we're involved in, both for the advancement of the community and the protection of the community. Mm-hmm. So some of the things I look forward to doing are to just use my skills and use my background along with the other directors to bring a kind of a future look into how we look at things, because we can't just fix for today. We have to plan for the future. And so I'm hoping to bring some of my background along with the rest of the directors to putting that into a plan of sorts. I must tell you that joining the board 3 months ago, during the budget season, during the the insurance crisis, during the change of directors resulting from the PAC situation, mm-hmm. It was like drinking through a fire hose. And with all my background and experience, I'm still catching up. I'm probably about 10 months behind.
Oh boy.
in actually catching up. But we're moving fairly rapidly, because I may be slightly behind, but there are plenty of experienced board members that are supporting myself and the other 3 new directors, and soon there will be a 4th new director, And so we're getting a lot of background and experience in what goes on and how to manage our way through this process.
Well, it's probably a good thing that you went through all of that right away, because now you've experienced it, it's over, and now you can move on and definitely focus on the things that you have to get caught up on. Yeah, insurance, that insurance thing is really, really a big one. And, you know, everybody's concerned about that. So hopefully we'll make some progress. Other than that, what else would you like to let our residents know?
Well, let me just talk a little bit about the insurance, because I think there's a lot of information out there about the insurance. And believe me, I don't know a lot of the details, but I have put myself into it to some degree to force myself to learn more. And just to summarize it, the insurance industry changed. In the past, we were simplistically just, we'd pay our fees, and we would move forward. And we would pay them as GRF. The result of the new valuation and the insurance industry standards changing, the new valuation put us in a whole different category, caused our insurance to go up. And so we don't know all of the right solutions yet. But one of the solutions is for each one of the mutuals to kind of sit back and understand their impact on the insurance, and perhaps be able to resolve the entire insurance issue by looking at it separately and then bringing all of our resources together. So it may appear to be a little not together at the moment, but the whole goal is to bring it all together so that we solve the problem for the entire community.
Great. Well, that's good. Bringing all the minds together to have one solution. That sounds perfect. Well, good. Well, wonderful. Well, congratulations. I'm sure we'll interview you again because you're a willing participant. Don't worry, they'll ask you again, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Well, I would enjoy it. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again, and good luck to you, and we'll see you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jim. Thank you. And we'll be right back after this.
As Orange County's highest-ranked hospital, Hoag is the place to turn to for timely information, reassurance, and care in these uncertain times. Our dedicated physicians, nurses, and staff stand ready to safely deliver world-class care, just as we have for nearly 70 years. This is what we do. We are here for you, and we will overcome this together. To access Hoag for all of your healthcare needs, visit hoag.org/trust.
As Jeff Parker mentioned, they had a very successful Halloween parade, and so I found some photos to share with you. So take a look at some of these. They really went all out and did exactly what they were hoping they would do. They decorated their golf carts with all sorts of scary, fun stuff, and they showed up in droves, no pun intended. And let's take a look at the next one, which are two of my favorite. Very creepy one on the left, and look at the Batmobile. That is classic. I just love it. So thank you to everybody who participated. They really had a good time, and maybe there'll be a Christmas parade one. That would be super fun too. You can get out all that fun decorating stuff for Christmas. All right, let's take a look at the movie that we have for today. It is an adorable one called Paddington. It's all about that cute little bear that, you know, either your children or children's children had, and it's just adorable. And it's brought to you by Memorial Care, and it's about obviously a little bear who comes to life, and after a deadly earthquake destroys his home in Peruvian rainforest, he makes his way to England in search of a new home, and he is found in a train station. And although his amusement at urban living soon endears him to the Browns, someone else has her eye on him. So you want to check that out. It's super fun, and it's called Paddington, and you can see that at 2 and 6 p.m. today, and it's brought to you by Memorial Care. All right, let's go ahead and tell you about a Fit Brain activity that is going on right, here in Laguna Woods Village, and it's about managing stress. And in order to participate, you do need to send an email to sunshinelute@gmail.com or call their number at 278-6454 to get additional information. That will be at 10 to 11 today. So you're going to want to go ahead and send her an email if you would like to participate with that. All right, and then the drive-in Village Theater is going to be entertaining the Flukes this weekend. On Sunday, November 15th at 2 p.m. in Clubhouse 5 parking lot, they are going to be playing some of your favorite songs. And then, as we mentioned last week, the Theater Guild moved their Johnny Carson Show 2020 edition to Saturday, November 21st, which is the following weekend at 2 p.m. also in Clubhouse 5 parking lot. And you can buy tickets to both. It is $5 per vehicle. Okay, let's take a look at our weather as we are heading into the week. It's going to be cool, but lovely. Not too many clouds in the sky. Today, we're looking at 62-47. Tomorrow, 64-47. Then on Wednesday, we have 65-51. And Thursday, 69-51. And then we're going to start cooling down a little bit more. Friday, 67-52. And today is going to be a gorgeous day. And if you have an opportunity to look out towards the mountains, they did get a boatload of snow up there. I think the snow level dropped to about 3,000 feet, maybe a little bit higher than that. But nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully they'll get more and more snow in Mammoth and in Big Bear for all of you ski birds. Have a great day in the village today. Make your Monday great. Stay healthy, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Robert with Laguna Premier. As we all face the disruptions of the COVID-19 pandemic, our first priority is the health of our clients, employees, and community.
Hi, I'm Claire. We are adapting, working together like never before. I'm confident we will provide the same high level of service our clients have come to expect.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. Many people are still selling and buying homes in Laguna Woods. As a leading real estate firm in Laguna Woods, we are open and here for you.
Have you been struggling with swelling, aching legs, and varicose veins that keep you from being as active as you once were? Using the latest in advanced techniques such as VenaSeal, Golden Coast Dermatology Skin Cancer and Vein Center offers minimally invasive treatment with better outcomes and quicker recovery times. Dr. Tidwell is an expert in vein care and can help you get back to having healthier and active legs. Golden Coast Dermatology. Call today to schedule your appointment and get back on your feet.
It's important for you to get your financial house in order. And so it breaks my heart sometimes when I see widows that come in with $100,000, $200,000 to their name, and yet their broker has lost $200,000 or $300,000 in the market when they shouldn't even have been in the market. The most satisfying part that I find in working with retirees is when they come in on their annual reviews and the market has had a bad turn, and we know that we can sit down and look at them and say, you haven't lost any money.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.